right, friends, I'm hanging out with my buddy, my pal, my amigo, my right-hand person. Any other compliments?
That's a lot to live up to.
I know, right? Jason Maric in the
How you doing?
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, dude, listen. So we are here at day one, not even day one, like half of a day of Kids Matter. And we've only put in 2 hours of actual work so far.
Yep.
But it feels like an eternity.
7 hours.
Yes. In conference time.
Yeah.
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 That's a different time zone.
Yep. So this is now the the second conference that we've done?
It is.
Or third?
It is.
Second.
Second. Yeah.
Second.
You invited me back after the first one, so I figured I did something right.
You did such a great job after the first one. So
once again, a lot to live up to. I feel the pressure mounting over here.
All right, so I wanted to hang out with you, one, just because I love your presence, and two,
a lot of presence stuff.
I wanted to find out a couple of things. So kind of give me your background. How did God call you into ministry, and what kind of ministries have you served over the years?
Yeah. So out of high school, I actually went into, back then it was called computer graphics. Yeah, it's that old school. And I did that for a couple years. And then I had this crazy notion to go into this ministry. And so I completely changed my trajectory and went into student ministry and got a student ministry degree. The funny thing is, I never actually worked at a church after that until years later. But I always kind of still did graphic design, mostly for churches, friends and stuff like that. And so for years, I've always kind of, I guess, dabbled, if you will, with design, and as well as a non-paid staff member that was called volunteers for churches doing student ministry and whatnot. And so I've always kind of had this passion for both things. And then several years ago, my wife and I had twins, and we decided that I would be a stay-at-home dad, but also pursue more of a remote position doing graphic design. And so that's when I started making this more of a full-time gig at that time. And yeah.
So you did some stuff. One thing that was very interesting is you did some stuff for a friend of mine who was a designer on our team years ago.
Yes.
And so you made some stuff with him. And so then when I got your name from him, because we were looking for a designer, we looked and there were several things on our site already which you had made.
And then ironic. It was like meant to be.
It was meant to be, my friend. So man, thank you for being on the team. You've done such an incredible job. And so you're freelance and you're stay-at-home dad still?
No, I've shipped them off to school now. Listen, when they went to school for 6 hours a day, my life changed.
Yeah.
I was a new man.
I
was a new man that day. But yes.
All right. So tell us some of the things that you get to do on our team, some of the churches and ministries that you get to serve.
Yeah. It's funny. We serve such a wide array of ministries, from small churches of a couple hundred people to huge mega churches. And the thing about it is you get to do so many different things, and you get to do so many different types of graphics, whether it be an event or a sermon series or kid stuff. And so it's nice because you get to use all these different talents and kind of like design concepts on a daily basis. And so it definitely is not a rut at all. And when it comes to designing.
Yeah. So what keeps you passionate about it? What's your why?
Oh, wow. For me, I mean, visuals tell a story, right? Like, we are more so than ever a visual society. When you look at marketing, when you look at the internet, everything is visual, right? Everything is flashy, and visuals tell a story. And when you're in ministry, what better story is there to tell than the gospel? And so, we get to combine the creativeness of visuals and video to help tell that story to people.
Yeah. So talk to me about how it's not necessarily about the flash, although we love providing super high quality,
Which we do.
and video content. But that we really want to see, we want to provide those visuals so that the pastor and ministry leader can see life change happen in their
Absolutely.
So if it's not leading to life change, it's just a cool graphic. Well, you can get a cool graphic anywhere. Why we love partnering with the ministry leader is because we want to see that salvation, spiritual growth. So maybe talk about that a little bit and how some of the impact of the churches and ministries have
Yeah,
impacted you?
you know, it's nice when people say, "Hey, here's what I want. Like, here's the message I'm trying to convey. Come up with something," because that's what we really want. You know what I mean? Like, we it's nice when you hear like, "Hey, I like this font, or I like this color, I like this theme." But what really helps is, what message are you trying to convey here? What message do you want people to walk away with? And then it's okay. How can we instill that into design, into video, into this whole, media package, if you will. But yeah, it's not, like you said, it's not just looking flashy, like you said. It's communicating a message, and that ultimately, is the point of why we do what we do. Because if there's no message communicated, then we failed along the way.
Right. So, from a designer standpoint, if you're talking with a pastor, let's say you had a pastor out to lunch and you're
Is he
gonna,
buying or am I buying?
well, I would say,
Because that makes a difference on what I say to him.
right. I would say he's buying.
Okay.
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 All right. You got to put limitations on my questions. Is that what's going
Just
on?
want to know how to answer.
um, all right. So he's buying lunch, right?
Okay.
Okay. So you are talking to him about what to give to you to make your designs great. So what do you need as a designer? I need a
Mhm.
title, I need a paragraph, I need these specific things or inspiration. What do you need in order to make the graphic fantastic for them?
Yeah, a lot of times I look at when you look at graphic design, I look at them like a recipe, right? Like, hey, what ingredients do you want in here? And it might be I just have a title and you go for the rest. Or it's, hey, I want this, I have this title and I have this subtext, and it's this kind of theme. It's centered around, this holiday or whatever. Like, give me all the ingredients that you have that then I can go work with. And the more I know of what you're visioning and what you, like I said, the message you want to create, the better off that we can create what you're looking for, and it's going to work.
When does that hit the mark the best? And when does it fail?
It hits the mark the best when the whoever is asking for the graphic, the pastor or whoever it is, says that's exactly what I envisioned, and I didn't know it. A lot of times people will when people say I don't care, sometimes they mean I don't know,
Right.
right? It's
They
like
really do.
they do care, because if you didn't care, you do it yourself, right? So you do care, you just don't know.
Or they receive something and go, "That is not what I was." Well, I thought
Right.
that you didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, you really do
You
you
do
do
care.
care.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So give me some more on that. What are some ways that some more things that you need in order to make sure that you hit that mark?
Yeah, I think the other thing is, how are you going to use this? Like, is this just for Sunday morning, or is there gonna be a video involved? Are you using it for social media? Are you using it for, like, so not just like your vision for it, but also how are you gonna use this across multiple medias or whatever, because that goes into the design, and that goes,
Yeah.
because all those things play into how we lay it out and what we can and can't do. So yeah, so design, so title, design ideas, and also how are you going to use this? What's the end product, if you will?
So I think you bring up a very good point there
Or
when it
usually
comes
is.
to when it comes to video, and our team knowing that we're going to go from design. If they've ordered a video, we're going from design to video. So you as a designer need to design in such a way that the layers of your design can be
Yeah.
animated from a video producer. How do you think through stuff like that?
uh, Layers are your friend. So if you know anything about like design, it's multiple layers, multiple elements, and if I know a design is going to video, I'm thinking, what can I add in here that they can use to animate, and what elements can I give them to to expand on this design. And I'll tell you what, it's great when ship off a design and the video team takes it over, and I get to see that end product, because it's amazing what the team can do with just a couple still images, and all of a sudden things are flying in and zooming across and popping up everywhere, and it takes it to a whole nother level for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's land with this. Why do your visuals matter when it comes to ministry? Why should ministry leaders care?
Because the gospel matters, and that's what we're communicating. And so, we are a visual society, and so if we want to be heard visually, they have to matter. Yeah.
Good. Thank you, man. This is the best interview ever.
Well, of course.
This has been a podcast presentation of Church Visuals. Executive produced by Carl Barnhill. Edited by Mario Franco. Title and show graphics by Angie Lomas. For more resources to help you visually communicate the gospel, visit churchvisuals.com.